I'm here with Chip Paucek, representing pro athlete community, along with the guys. We're all have a career in the NFL, playing American football. Retired last year after 12 years in the NFL. Really, I'm honored truly to be here. I'm here more as to soak in knowledge, experiences, to hear and learn different cultures and understand the people, to grow my mental capacity, and it's been absolutely incredible. So to everyone in here now, thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go down to Jaelan.
So my name is Jaelan Phillips. I am currently playing in the NFL still.
Great job.
I'm in my 6th year, or coming into my 6th year. I was with the Miami Dolphins, now with the Philadelphia Eagles. And when it comes to Pac and kind of my story and why we're here, I had a kind of an interesting situation and story. I actually retired from football when I was in college due to several injuries. And so what that did at the time was it really just opened my mind, and really it was kind of a stark realization of how important developing life outside of the sport is. When it comes to sport and athletes, we spend so much of our life dedicating ourselves to our sport, so much of our focus, so much of our energy, that sometimes we forget to think about what life looks like outside of sport. And everybody kind of assumes that they're going to play for a long time and have this incredibly long-lasting career, but the unfortunate reality is that typically, I think the average length of a career in the NFL is 2 to 3 years. So after this time period, people need to figure out what they're going to do with their lives. And so, ever since I've been in the league and since I had that experience in college, that's kind of been an area of focus for me, is figuring out how to develop myself outside of the sport, whether it's in business, aspects, or just in life. And like Terron said, being here, meeting these incredible people and experiencing an incredible event. So, that's a little bit about me, and excited to be here and talk to you guys.
Great job. Todd, you bring a family perspective to this.
Yeah, so Todd Rucci, I was fortunate enough to play 8 years in the league. A kid coming out of Philadelphia, didn't have much with a single mom. Football gave me the opportunity to not only go to college, but also a career.
Pull it a little closer, the mic.
And I'm fortunate enough now that, I have 2 sons. I have one currently in the league and one that's coming up. So I think for me, appreciating what the NFL gave me as far as a career, as a family, and be able to support that family, now I just want to give back to the upcoming generation, those that are just retiring and transitioning into the post-career football, and those that are still in. That's why I'm excited to be here and just try and advance the mission of that transition and the special individuals that we as athletes don't even realize what we are, and trying to take that into the corporate world and into life and turn around and help those that are coming up behind us. So that's a mission. And Chip, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that.
Thank you, buddy. Drew.
Small town boy from the wheat fields in Washington State. Was fortunate to be drafted number 1 overall into the NFL. Played 14 years. While I was playing, decided we liked wine and figured out my little hometown was growing some of the best wine grapes in the world, started a business. So I've gone through that transition that we're talking about here, from sports into business and into the rest of life. I feel like I am here for a couple of reasons. Number 1, I'm right in the middle. I'm still learning, but I'm also a mentor to some of these young guys. So I'm serving in that middle ground. Also here to spread the message for how important sports is in our world. The esteemed Mr. McKenzie, we got to visit South Africa, and the great leader Nelson Mandela has, I think, the best quote ever about the impact of sports. I won't try to regurgitate it right now, but essentially he said that sport can be more powerful than government in affecting change in culture. And I really believe that's true, and probably more important in this changing world than it ever has been. So here to spread that message as well.
Well said. So let's talk about that, the cultural impact of sport, the economic impact of sport. So in the United States, your league, I believe 95 of the top 100 television programs in the United States are from the National Football League. So massive economic impact. But what I love about what's represented on the stage is your voice. So I feel like the voice of the athlete, the individual athlete becoming an entrepreneur, giving back to your community. And I know each of you is heavily involved in your community. So Terron, talk about your foundation. Talk a little bit about what you're doing in your hometown.
Yeah, first, Chip, I'll speak on sport and the beauty of sport to me. Sport means unity. It's an opportunity, as much division as we have across the world from different colors, different ethnic backgrounds and races. You get to a game day and we're all wearing the same jersey, the same colors, we're representing one team with one goal, and that's to win and celebrate each other. So sport have that power. It has that power across the world to be that beacon of hope and unity. And it's super powerful, super impactful.
And have we not seen that here
We've
in
seen
Dubai?
it.
It's been incredible, right?
Yeah, so for my foundation and what I've been awarded as a professional athlete, a platform, me growing up, I didn't have resources that a lot of others had across the state. So I created a community center where we are trying to breed the next brand of leaders. We're really empowering young people and equipping them with the tools to be the next leaders of the world through financial literacy, character skills, life skills, and growth and development, from the smallest details like a proper handshake and eye contact, all the way up to creating a business plan and finding ways to execute it. So I'm proud of the work that we're doing back home, but that's just a small piece of what sport can do and what it has done for me.
I love it. So Jaelan, you're currently playing.
Yes.
How do you handle the pressures of currently playing and balancing that with your personal goals, your foundation?
Yeah, so I believe that one of the only things in life that bring people together in the way that sports does is music. And so for me, I grew up in a musical family. Music has always played a huge part in my life. And so when I got to the league, and I feel this immense responsibility and this urge to give back because of the influence that we have and the platform that we had, like Terron said. And so when I was looking at what I wanted my foundation to be, I wanted it to be something that I was personally passionate about and something that I had experience with. And so music was the only thing that I thought about, and it just kept coming back to me. And so what we ended up doing, my mother and I, so our foundation, basically, we're providing music business lessons, we're providing studio time, we're providing just comprehensive an approach to giving inner city kids and kids who might not have certain opportunities, giving them exposure to music and allowing them to see how much bigger the world is. And with the foundation, it's just it's really a blessing to be able to see the impact that music is having on these kids. So it's a blessing for sure.
So Drew, I love that when we prepped for this session, you were listed not as the first pick in the NFL draft. You were listed by your wine, Doubleback, because of there you go, little brand rep. Talk about the process of going from super high profile player to entrepreneur.
Yeah, it was daunting. You leave a highly structured environment that you've been practicing at since you were a kid, and then you go into something entirely new. There were two sides to that coin in making that transition. Number one, I had to realize that I was a rookie again. I didn't know very much. So I had to seek out the knowledge that I didn't have. And in a lot of ways, I had to learn what I didn't even know what I was supposed to learn. So I had to figure out what to learn before I learned it. And so that was daunting. But the flip side of that is taking all of the skills that allowed me to be successful as a quarterback and as an athlete, and applying those same skills to business. And at a high level, they're very similar things that determine your success or failure. It's having a great plan, executing with precision, putting a great team around you. I relied on these guys to make me look good, man. They did the hard work, and I took all the glory, which I really appreciated that role. And then probably the biggest thing is learning to embrace adversity. When adversity comes your way, that makes you stronger and it makes you better if you learn to embrace it. You don't get to complain in football and nobody's going to feel sorry for you. You just got to get up and dust yourself off and go again, and it's the same in business.
Well, yesterday, being on the Sports Roundtable with His Excellency and having this room filled with incredible leaders in sport and also incredible athletes, it is humbling. What I loved is, as we went through the session, the voice of you matters tremendously. So Todd, I know your motivation at this is to give back. And last night at dinner, we had a lovely dinner together, and I thought it was wonderful to watch these two connect with Todd and Drew on a personal level about the sport, and to see the impact that you can have as a person on two of your peers, but more importantly, on the world. So, talk a little bit about the way you think about that.
I think about it every day in the corporate world, just to start there. When I work and step into a boardroom or the corporate setting, I look at that room as teammates. So I view everyone as teammates, and the roles that each individual plays, and how we can accomplish the mission. So that's what my skill has been trained my entire life, and I've been able to use all those skills, as Drew mentioned before. And one of the things I feel responsible because the game gave me so much is to turn around and help those that are coming up, as I said earlier. So I understand what it feels like to lose that identity as an NFL player, because everyone thinks of you in that way. And Drew was able to turn that into quite a great career. So I feel it's incumbent upon us as guys that are out of the league. I'm 25 years out of the league, to turn around and help Jaelan and Terron to kind of focus and give them the opportunity and give them the vision that they can take the special people that they are, the skill set that they have, and transition that into the next chapter. So it's a responsibility on us for the older guys that have been out to turn around and help those and bring them up and show them the light and give them the vision and walk with them on the path to success, because they are special individuals. We are special individuals. We need to help.
Well, it's pretty remarkable to be in the rooms that we're in at this conference and talk to the ministers that are literally running these nations. And one of the things that's become obvious to me is the power that you can have engaging with them to really galvanize people. So the social impact that you can have, not just the economic impact, but the social impact. Drew, I felt like yesterday at our roundtable, you brought it home in a really meaningful way. So just talk to this audience, talk to the world right now about how you think about your leadership position as a former pro and how that relates to the cultural impact that you guys have.
I feel like we have an obligation to do two things. One is to really define what sport means in our culture. And I mean global culture, not specific culture, but global culture. Sport in this world where we've got phones and AI and social media and so on, sport is one avenue to create that thing that makes us human, that personal connection, the emotion, all of those things that separate us from the computers. Sport is one of the ways, it's not the only way, but is one of the ways that we can perpetuate that human interaction. And we got that special lottery ticket. It wasn't easy. We all had to work very hard and endure a lot of pain and hardship to get there, but we won the lottery. We actually got to get paid to be athletes. That doesn't happen for very many people. So the mission is to expose as many people as we possibly can to sport as a way to create that human connection. The other thing that as leaders in our sphere of influence, people need to understand the ROI of sport, the return on investment. When we invest in sports, we are creating leaders. We are creating character. We're creating that perseverance that it takes to be great in sport. And that return on investment can't be measured quarterly. It can't even be measured annually. Leander, that we got to talk to yesterday, is changing India. He is educating millions of children with sport as that avenue, and he is creating a better India. He's changing that entire country, and I believe in India because of what he's doing.
Tennis Hall of Famer.
Tennis Hall of Famer that has gone on and used his platform. But that return on investment is decades and generations long, and can really change the future, not only of our communities and our countries, but of our entire world.
And I mean, how important is it to talk to current pros and folks that have just transitioned out of the sport to think about how to approach you? The world can be somewhat unkind to a former pro.
Yeah, for sure. You could be easily forgotten, as the guys mentioned. We're identified by our jersey, and as soon as you retire, the jersey stripped away, you'll never be able to put it on again. So you have to reinvent yourself and essentially learn how to walk again. I played football for 29 years straight, and this was my first year without it. So I'm essentially a baby all over again, 1 year old. So, but to Drew's point, we have that obligation. We're given a platform that is incredible. We live a dream, and to much is given, much is required. So I think it's all our obligation to just use our resources and also to go be present, like be visible for the youth to see us and have a conversation, shake hands. I never met an NFL player until I got into an NFL locker room. So I had to guess my entire way until I made it there. And to Minister McKenzie's point, he talked about in the round table in Africa, they have the youth that aspire to be an F1 driver but have never seen it. So it's almost impossible for them to understand the vision or what it takes to get there, or other sports, you know what I mean? So I think it's important for us to not just use our platform and post something on social media, but go be visible, go get out in these communities, get out in the world and show the youth that it can be obtained.
Love it. Jaelan, your star's on the rise. I was actually very disappointed for you that the Eagles lost in the playoffs, but I was somewhat happy that the Eagles lost in the playoffs, because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to join us on this stage. But talk about where you are right now in your career, just you as a person.
Yeah. So
let's talk a little ball.
Yeah, so I'm, like I said, currently coming into my 6th year in the league, my first time in free agency. So, the way it works in the NFL, I was a first-round draft pick. So I was in a contract with the Dolphins for 4 years, and then they extended me for a 5th year. And then I got traded mid-season to the Eagles, and so now I'm a free agent for the first time. So in my career, obviously I'm kind of in limbo right now. I don't know where I'm going to end up for the next several years, but really, regardless of where I end up, the mission is still the same. For me, it's about impact. It's about bettering myself, I'm having a son in a month and a half, and starting to develop generational wealth and a legacy to leave for my family. And so for me, the sport has been so incredible to me. It's brutal and it's demanding, as we know, but it's also such a blessing to have this platform that we have, as we've been speaking about, to have such an impact on the world, have such an impact on people. The NFL has made a concerted effort to expand internationally for a while now, but especially the last several years that I've been in the league. We play games in Germany, we play games in Brazil, in Madrid, in Mexico City, so many different places. And to see the impact that we have, I'll get DMs on Instagram from kids all across the world that tell me they're a fan of me, or tell me the impact that I've had on them. So to me, that makes me feel this immense responsibility to continue to be a positive influence on these kids. I think that the next generation, the young kids, are so impressionable and they're so important for the future. And for us, that's one of the most important things we can do is to be positive role models for them and inspire change and encourage them to really, I think the overarching goal and the message is to just be the best version of yourself that you can be, and to always try to make an impact on the world. So for me, like I said, still playing, going to try to play for as long as I can. And while I am, I'm going to continue to give back, be charitable, and try to develop a legacy.
We at Pro Athlete Community, we really believe in getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. Put yourself in new rooms, put yourself in new spaces, continue to elevate yourself. It's been amazing to watch you guys here for the last couple of days. And, even though I run this company, this is obviously my job, I'm also a fan. And watching you here in Dubai be surprised at the global platform, all 4 of you at various moments stepping into these rooms, given that we're from the United States, the power that you have in the world has really been evident here in the last couple of days, right? So talk about your experience here in the UAE.
Well, I'll jump in because I've probably, and I've said it to numerous folks, I've been blown away, and I had to apologize because the preconception in my head, nothing negative, but I just didn't know. So we talk about exposure. I've been floored at the culture and the welcome messaging, and as different as we all are, we are all the same. We really just want the best for our families, our communities, our countries. And as we talked about yesterday, I think the same message, I think we're on the same page as what we want for the world. So that it relit a fire in me to continue. I may not have the ability to reach very far, but I know I can reach and get some, whether it's in my own community or in my own state, hopefully, grab those around me. That, and if we can go on and talk to those folks here as we did in Dubai, I think if we look outside and both of us get together and the three of us get together and as a team, we can make some real change. So I think I've been so blessed and fortunate. I am excited about what's coming in the world by the people that I've met here. So Chip, it's been great. Thank you.
What about you, Drew?
It gives me hope. If you watch the news and look at social media and look at all that, you think the world's crumbling around us. You come here and you meet these amazing people that are leaders in all different spheres, and it's just been an incredibly hopeful experience for me to see so many people from around the world that are truly invested in making positive change and really trying to intentionally shape the future rather than just allowing it to happen. And it's just, I've come away inspired, as Todd said, and also very, very hopeful for the future in ways that you would not guess if you just watched the news.
Yeah, I came, I had an idea of what I would see before I got here, and I've been blown away, truly. Been eye-opening, mind-blowing. Coming to Dubai and really just seeing how multicultural it is.
100%.
And I'm not even talking the architecture and the Burj Khalifa and the Museum of the Future and all those things. It's incredible. But the multicultural dynamic here, talking to staff members from Bangladesh and Kenya and Pakistan, India, it gives me hope, truly, like hope in that is only one race, and that's the human race. And I really feel like I'm truly hopeful for the future. This is the furthest I've ever been away from America, and it has been an incredible experience. I'm a better man from this. So Chip, I appreciate you for bringing me
just
in.
watching you guys watching you guys in these rooms, these global rooms with Mete, who won a gold medal in archery, and Leander, who tennis Hall of Famer. It is so clear that there is this connection across sport, because you guys, and you say lottery ticket, but it's incredibly, incredibly hard to do what you've done. It is elite, and it's not about your athletic ability. It's grit, rigor, drive, resilience. There's always a better athlete. You guys just had that next level of all these skills that are directly relevant to your long-term future. And Drew, you proved that. Look at what you're doing today. I mean, it's one of the best wines in the United States. So
In the world.
In the world, thank you. In the world. What would you want to tell the conference? Not about your experience in Dubai, but about what it means to be a pro.
That's a great question, Chip. I think, in addition to what already has been said about having this amazing platform that we have, it's a huge economic driver in the
That's
world.
right.
I mean, it's the original reality TV.
Well, interestingly, in this age of AI, the authenticity to sport matters. Now, I know at some point robots might fight robots, but the reality is human sport today is the connection point, and you see it represented here.
Sure.
So, absolutely, yeah. To me, in this, I think Terron hit on this a little bit, but the greatest privilege of being in an NFL locker room to me was that, I'm a small town kid from nowhere. My best buddy is from Philly. We would never have met, probably. These guys, but guys from.
By the way, you should have explained that as the quarterback, these two are the offensive linemen that would protect you.
Yeah, no, these guys are my bodyguards. Don't mess with me.
And he's coming after you.
I know, yeah. These two guys have to protect me from dudes like that, and that's a terrifying thought. I'm glad that Jaelan and I are friends because I don't want to be mad at me. But the greatest privilege was being in that locker room with people from all different backgrounds, all different parts of the United States, with all different experiences, and then coming together and working toward a common goal. And the amazing piece to me was it was never about trying to be the same. It was about respecting our differences and respecting our different experiences, learning from each other, and really trying to, grow from the perspective. I got to hear your story last night. That needs to be told. I'm going to force you to tell it
one day.
Yeah, no, don't keep that under. Yeah, it's a bright light. But to have friends now from that are truly great friends that I would never have met, would never have had to experience, never gotten to experience, the world through their eyes if I hadn't had that experience.
So we're almost done here. I'm going to leave on a personal note. So what's incredible about this panel is your son played with him.
That just means Todd's old.
It is amazing. And we talk about, what we just talked about, the connection and what we're doing here. And my son is following my footsteps, and I have another one coming through. And the connection is teammates with these guys, literally. So it's interesting for me in perspective and humbling, and does make me feel old. But how grateful I am that my own kids get to experience not only football, but they get to experience with caliber of human beings like these guys.
Great men.
That's what I am just blessed as a father. That's more important than anything to me.
All right, Jaelan, you want to bring us home?
Sure. Drew did it so well yesterday, so I'll try to live up to that. What am I?
Well, tell the world what it means to be a pro.
What it means to be a pro. I think we've all been touching on it. One of the most impactful things about this experience for me has just been the unity between everybody in these rooms. I mean, from all different walks of life, from all different areas of the world, from different, professions, everybody is so different, but everybody is such great quality humans. And I've had so many good interactions with people. And so, to me, being a pro in life, I think, is just being a good person and being able to connect with people in environments like this. And, I think the incredible thing about sport is we're able to showcase who we are, obviously, on the field, but that's really an expression of ourselves. And, what better way to express it than, going out and running around, throwing a football, tackling people, doing all that. But, more importantly is things like this. Truly a blessing to be here, a blessing to be up on this stage and be able to share a little bit of our stories, and I'm just excited for what's to come.
Well, I think you said it perfectly. These four gentlemen are pros in life, so please give it up for this incredible group. Thanks, guys.